Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. It's Friday the 31st of May. There are lots of noises coming from Dominique. This is a better viewpoint. Why? Because we're at the slipway viewing point. Some wags or people have suggested I'd get a boat and launch it into the lake, but that's going to be difficult to do that and film at the same time. Now the reason I'm filming from here, I see what's going on. In fact, Dominique is not just supported by the two big cross girders in front of me above, I think that's pier 15, but the two end bits are supported, so it's not liable to topple end over end anytime soon. It's interesting when there's two lots of chugging going on and nothing seems to be moving. I'm sure there is something moving, but it's going so slowly it's difficult to see what it is. I think the engineers who are working on this are absolutely sick to death of this noise, and not much can be done about it. It's just all part of the construction process. But the good news is from here is that there doesn't seem to be any work going on the existing piers, although there are orange suited chaps scattered about the place. In the past they've worked on already assembled piers, but they're not doing that today. So what does that double chugging mean? I shall just stare a little bit at Dominique to see if I can see what's moving, but I'm afraid I couldn't. But I'll tell you what, one thing I will do that I haven't done for a while, and that's get a close-up of Dominique itself, which there are, you see from this angle it looks like at the back there are only two antennae. In the previous video there were four, so either two have sort of folded in, or they've or they're hiding behind the other two antennae. It's all very mysterious. So it's a shame I have to use a sort of telephoto thing, because of course it makes things a little bit shakier. She'll try to hold it steady. I love that buzz noise, don't you? Oh, it's gone again. Thank you. The buzz noise to me implies something serious is about to happen. You know, engineer Fred says to engineer Ted, "Oh well, that's the buzz noise. It's 4:15 on a Friday. Time to enact action plan number 243/4, or something like that." Anyway, let's get out of this rather shaky telephoto state. Oh, I see what's happening now. I see what's happening. Yes, crane gantry number 1 is moving something back towards Birmingham. Or perhaps I should say back towards the west end of Dominique. I still don't know quite what it is that it's moving. Let's get a close-up. It's right in the middle between the two big piers. It looks from this distance like it's a sort of car in a crane. Maybe was it David Copperfield who used to do magic tricks? I'm sure his name was something like that. He used to hide or whatever. Perhaps they're doing some magic tricks for the entertainment of the vast crowd that regularly come here to watch this. That's a bit of sarcasm, really. There are more ducks on this lake than I've ever seen. No, word's has got around the duck community that the engineering locally is coming to an end as it moves towards London, so it's quite safe now to wander around and not be hit by a flying bread roll, whatever. And so they're all out in force. Or maybe just this time of day, 4:30, is the time that they like to get a last snack in before they go to sleep. So there is still the double chugging going on. Now my hearing tells me that some is from the back of Dominique and some is from the middle. That's the wonderful thing. God gave us 2 ears so we can hear in stereo, and 2 eyes, of course. And here it goes. The thing in the middle, this mysterious cage that has got something in it. It's not the yellow cage. In between the piers, they put a yellow cage which assists the gluing process. Well, it doesn't look yellow from here. The light is a bit deceptive. But now it's moving it. Crane number 1 is moving it towards London. Those of you on platform 1, watch out for a yellow cage. It's moving towards London. Why is it that all station and train announcements are said twice? Do they think, that'll help people understand them in case they didn't hear them the first time? I just don't know. Well, thankfully, there are some orange-suited chaps on the next pier. I've forgotten the numbering now. Let's work this one out. The one ahead of me, my favourite one, which I saw completed on the 4th of April, is number 16. So that's 17. The one ahead of me is number 18. That's 17. The one underneath the centre of Dominique is 16, and then the uncompleted one is 15. So please don't hold me to that, but I think that's roughly it. I think the cross girder is moving towards London. That's just fantastic. So Dominique is sort of on the move. That's what's going on. I thought that I was distracted by the yellow cage. You can see it's clearly yellow now, but the cross girder, a support for Dominique, I imagine, is now departing from 18, 17, 16, departing from 16 and heading towards 15. I've never seen that before. Isn't that fantastic? That's an enormous weight. Absolutely marvellous. Who knew that Dominique was so strong? Well, I expect the engineers did. But look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Let's get a close-up of that. That cross member, which I think is the support, is moving at quite a fair old rate towards the London end of Dominique, and it's not being moved by a crane because it's nowhere near crane number 1, just staying where it was, but it looks like it's pier jumping. It's going from the main viaduct as is now to the next uncompleted pier. This is fantastic news. What a surprise that is. I'm totally I was going to say gobsmacked, but I have no idea what that means, so I won't say it. I'm amazed that such a bit of excitement is happening while I watch. And somehow that it's moving along, obviously rails on the underside of Dominique. What's powering it? I just don't know. Isn't that fantastic? Of course, you know, they've got to be very careful. They've got to keep oiling things, I would think. Because if it jams, what on earth do you do? You know, there's no way out apart from going up there and bashing it with a hammer, I think. But I'm sure that big cross girder is one of 4 supports for Dominique. The 2 end supports are the main ones. They look sort of fairly light. But when I arrived here 20 minutes ago or so, that big cross member that's now hovering near pier 14 was right next to its friend pier, I'll give up. The cross member nearest to me. I don't even know if cross member is the right word, but this is quite exciting. So one thing I've learned here is that the chug 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 noise isn't necessarily a crane moving. It could be something supported on rails, on the rails of Dominique itself. What I'm going to do now is stop here because I don't like to make my videos too long. Thank goodness for that, I hear you cry. And have a quick look from a different viewpoint. Thanks a lot for watching. Peter the Rock, Friday afternoon, about 4:30. Cheers, like and subscribe.